I don't think that's very likely, but you never know, could be a thing.
I mean, I've been hit with like the +20 on Uno before. That's like essentially drawing to infinity.
Would be, I'm just thinking about, that's a long Uno game. That is.
It is definitely a long Uno game as both teams are getting ready to roll out here. It's going to be Contendies on the offense, Legion on the defense, and you see that Panker on the Winston here, going to look to get a lot of cleave damage on the chokes. Wolf on the Ana, looking to sustain him.
It is the hero that Panker has historically been super comfortable on, and I think Contendies eating a lot of damage on the entry. They eat a big Bionade as well. It puts Harblu and Salty in a very tough spot, yet they're able to back out. Harblu, though, no. Chase down, Rolf able to finish him off. And that means it's going to be the end of this push here for the Contendies. They are out of here.
The backline split right now. Buck and Zolik, they're still caught here in the room. They will be hitting these frags right now. Rob as well in the backline. Stagger kills coming out for Legion. Great anti-nade from Wolf. Even if they didn't immediately get those frags, the anti-nade itself just denying so much healing and splitting Contendies, making sure they couldn't keep on moving forward.
Yeah, it stops them from pressing their W key at that point where it goes, hey, we're not getting healed. We need to fix this. And during that entire period of time, of course, Legion able to get better positioning, able to get to a spot to chase it down. But now, Bionade gonna be out here again early this time. Not getting quite as much. Chicken Contendies able to get through to the right-hand side. And Panker diving in pretty deeply. He has Primal Rage up and ready. He's gonna use it. Not wasting any time. He's going for the boops off the side. He's gonna get it. Meanwhile, he's going on set. Panker gonna be able to get back up and over. Pull down there. Back over to his team, but Kenny's able to do the worst of it. But oh, the self-destructive Bishu gets one.
With the hard blue down, it's going to be really unlikely to get any more frags here. Rob deciding to commit the trance. The nano is done, it's gone. But Dalton, look how close he is to this grab.
It's a very tough spot here for Contendies. They invest in Transcendence, but they're still down one. They're not the ability to really go for it. And Panker already almost has another Primal Rage. Water down early. It might have been what Contendies are looking for. It is turning into a more back and forth fight, but Panker is going to be able to primal again here. The beat invested here from Legion, and they're doing a good enough job right now of really disrupting the Contendies. They might be able to buy time for Respawn to get back in. The primal's there. It's going to knock Buck right off the edge.
And he's going to be chasing Salty here as well. He might be able to get the frag. He does before it comes out. Hardblue investing the solo grab here onto Dalton to deny the energy. Can they keep him alive? It's going to look very unlikely. Panker getting these frags. They're so low. And Contendies invested so much in a fight where after those initial frags, it was, especially with the early trance, it was unlikely they would win. Because Dalton's grab just makes sure that there was no focus back.
And really, that was closer than it should have been. I mean, Chicken Contendies, they definitely should have used Transcendence down one. They got lucky that water ends up getting cut off, but that got counterbounced by Panker, just building ult incredibly quickly, jumping down, doing it again, backing on out, and Bishu off the pressure here gets robbed super early. The Legion can now chase down all the stragglers. This is going to be a lot of charge being built their way.
And they're going to continue to chase these frags. Hardblue going down. You see Gig getting chased. Water, Panker, they're all over them. They're moving into the spawn. I wonder if we'll be able to catch them. No, there's no way. Gig should not die here, and he does not.
He doesn't die, but Panker leaves with the prize, and that's going to be having a primal for the next fight. And Contendies already down to the final minute. They've had a
very tough time rotating through this choke. They've been getting split. You see Bishu there is waiting, just hunting for a support to come through first. And exactly what happened to Rob. There's the nade out, doesn't catch any.
Bionade not doing much. Panker, though, disrupting Contendies as they try to move in. Desperately trying to get Rob to use Transcendence. He does! Rob using the Transcendence under pressure. Now there's a big opportunity here. The Legion going to be dropping grab the other way, looking for the focus fire. The Transcendence already gone because of primal pressure, and the Legion get two key pickups result, but Buck brings it back with Salty. Still winnable here for Chicken Contendies, but they still might have lost enough where they need it back out and wait for reinforcements. We enter the final 15 seconds.
Rob's gonna get rushed off that beat. Both the tanks so low. Zolik is not there. The ante was so huge from Wolf, and this is just clean up Dalton.
3 at the end.
That's just off the fact they're all so low. Everyone was low. It's gonna pure cleanup. The point is controlled. It's extremely unlikely Contendies are gonna be able to come back.
Final overtime setup here. Not even able to get to the second tick. They do have something they can work off of here where it, all likelihood, will not be a draw. But the Legion are in a phenomenal shape here to just dispatch Chicken Contendies in a clean sweep.
That was such an incredible shatter as well from Gig. Even post-grab, get so many on the ground, they get those frags, they're on the point. But the nade from Wolf denies the healing to Salty and Gig, even though Rob is up. They're unable to sustain. They rush Rob while they know the tanks can't help him. They can't peel for him. Really, really great plays from Wolf.
So, off of that, the Legion have really redeem themselves for what was a lackluster performance late in the regular season, where there was even the possibility that Legion might not have even made playoffs with how that was working out, but now they've brought themselves back into it.
They are going to be playing here. All I have to do is a little bit more than Chicken Contendies. I mean, it's pretty much about 2 ticks, a little bit less than that even. It's 50%. And they will have that victory here. That'll be a 3-0, a very clean sweep against Contendies. Legion going to be on this offense. I imagine we'll see a pretty standard 3-3 from them. They know. I mean, 3-3 is probably the easiest to just guarantee, the most safe to guarantee this offense. You can build up 6 ults. You can just make sure that Chicken Contendies are using their own. Build up to that perfect 6 ult fight.
So Legion, lots of opportunities for what they could run here. They don't have to run the 3-3. But on the same note, they've been so successful with it, why not? That said, Dalton decides to go Sombra for EMP. Also not going to be too crazy here just because of the fact that if you need to win just one fight, Sombra, pretty
Remember,
good.
why not is a coach for Soul. Remember that. We have learned that.
You've just ruined that phrase forever. It's like, why not? It's like, yes, you're talking about the coach for Soul.
It's like, what about it?
So what?
So what? So what, they say? So what, and why not entering the room? So Legion on this offense, going to be on the 2-3 here. Their goal, just build 6 ults, rotate the point, and eventually just play the numbers game.
Legion, they should be smart in utilizing their time advantage here. But of course, if they get an early pickoff, they can just win the fight outright. Heavy damage going on the B-Shoe, Rule from Panker respectively here. Chicken Contendies looking decent in the L neutral fight. It has been more their specialty than not. Diving in, looking for the isolation on Panker. Heavy damage coming in, and finally, going to result in a pickoff. Dalton going to fall. The Chicken Contendies, they're going to get the first fight, but it's the first of many, earning 1 minute off the clock.
Great engage. I mean, they get the split. Wasn't a great rotation. Get so deep into the spawn. Focus the shield there for Panker, so they could just win that slow fight at the choke. But they have to keep doing this. They have another 3 minutes of taking these fights.
Now remember, if they're successful here, it will be a map win, because they were able to get a tick around to go. So still decent hope here for the Contendies, should they continue to hold. Heavy damage on the Panker. Water though, can use Rally and Legion. Could be a little bit more aggressive in moving forward here. Diving on in, forcing out the grab. And the Graviton, I think your Legion can just sit back and no, Wolf uses the Transcendence, but it's not time to say Panker, you have to build up in the middle of the fight. I don't know why the Legion felt they need to commit there.
Very interesting play from them. They really did not have to commit at all. Wolf felt he could keep Panker alive and they could continue to fight, but even so, there's no need to. Yeah, there's just no need to at all.
You only need one fight. You don't have to worry about point B here. Panker's already back, but he could be back with Wolf having the Transcendence right now. Regardless, King looking for it. Drops the Raw Shatter. Knocks that one in the back. Legion in a barrier in response. And Transcendence already forced out here from Chicken Contendies. Panker dropping Shatter his own. Knocking 2 to the floor. Harblue in danger. Harblue down. 2 down off the Shatter from Panker. And the Legion on the verge of ending the Contendies season here. Won't Panker know. And they've done enough. The Legion, they rebound here in the playoffs where it matters most. They end the fairy tale run of the Chicken Contendies, and they're going to move on.
Panker showing up where it matters. Playoffs. That Shatter, it won the fight. It was over. You know, they were able to trade ults. They used transfer beat. That's fine. We're still in a pretty neutral game between Contendies and Legion. But Gig gets nothing from his Shatter. And then Panker walks right past him, catches him at the edge of the shield as they're rotating, gets 4, and sets it up. Zolik unable to build that beat in time. Huge play from Panker. Panker is back in playoffs, it looks like.
Panker's back. I think that is the conclusion you have to come to here. And also talking about that last fight, I think Gig was just trying to open his third eye and go, I think Panker's going to go for a Fire Strike or drop a shield for a brief moment, and this is going to be the best Shatter ever. And fortunately, it wasn't. Panker just sat still and continued to hold right click.
Sometimes the third eye fails you. You need the contact lenses there a little bit, maybe the LASIK. You don't have the 20/20 vision on the third eye. Well, I guess if you have 3 eyes, it's not 20/20. You'd be like, you have to split it 3 ways. It's not, you'd be a decimal. But
you would have to add another like number to that.
Yeah,
there. It'd have to be like 20/20/20.
20/20.
Yeah,
20/20.
exactly.
I'm not an optometrist. I don't know. I really have no idea. But the point is, when we get on this ramble, is that Panker looked very good. His Shatter's got a lot of value. He showed up where he needed to for playoffs today. And even despite a little bit of a hair trigger transfer from Wolf early on in that offense, they had so much time. They had a great rotational point, and they made it work.
One thing I'd say here for Chicken Contendies, even though their playoff run might be over, they looked promising here. And we've seen it over and over again where you think back to teams like LNL, right? Where Contender Season 1 last year, They had a really rough time, but they got better as time went on and eventually would become Atlanta Academy and become a very, very strong team. So teams can evolve over time. Chicken Contendies are not going to have to worry about the threat of relegation here at this point. So, you know, they can walk away and realize, hey, we got better later in the season, and looking towards season 2, there's definitely room for improvement.
There's a lot of room for improvement. I think they have a relatively solid tank line.